am back with a new tutorial, and this is what it is. It's called the Chelsea smile or the Joker smile or a ripped mouth or whatever the hell you want to call it. But I just wanted to do something a little bit simpler than I have been doing, and I asked a couple of you on Facebook, you know, what would you like to see? And I got zombie and werewolf and cat and all sorts of really neat things, and I will absolutely do that. But for this, I just kind of wanted to do something more beginner friendly. Those things that you guys wanted to see, it's just going to take a lot of time and I need a lot more materials. I just wanted to do something that I thought would be easy for absolutely everyone, and you really don't need that much stuff to do it. The main thing I used was nose and scar wax, and the reason I did so is because it is more flexible when I put things around my mouth. I still do use liquid latex around my mouth and talk and stuff, but I think for something like this, you know, it's so close to your mouth that when you talk, you want something that'll be able to work with your mouth movement. And liquid latex isn't very nice when it comes to talking because it'll just kind of start peeling off your face. But wax is more pliable, so it's more nice to work with. So anyway, I will stop rambling, and if you'd like to see how I did this, please keep watching. And other than that, we will get started with the video. Bye guys. Let's start off with using your triangle makeup sponge and liquid latex and outlining where we're going to be putting our smile. I'm just using this little side right here, and kind of starting from the corner of my mouth, I'm going to outline where I want that smile to be. So I'll start about right here and then go out towards my cheekbone. And I'm not putting tissue on top of this. It's just strictly liquid latex. And then I'm going to start from the bottom, the corner of my bottom lip, right here. And then I'm sweeping that out too. And the size of your smile depends on preference. So if you want it, you know, thicker this way, then make it thicker. If you don't. I mean, it's completely up to you. Now I'm just going to let my liquid latex dry so we can stick that wax on top of it. All right, now that our liquid latex is pretty much dry, we're going to start putting our wax on top of it. The reason I did liquid latex first is because I've messed around with the nose and scar wax before, and I've actually had a really hard time pulling it off. I can get it off, but there's a lot of residue stuck to my skin. I'm kind of hoping that if I put liquid latex down first, that the wax will just peel off with the liquid latex. So it's an experiment. I'm just trying it out. If it doesn't work, but I'll figure it out later. So now what I'm gonna do is get my nose and scar wax. But this is Mehron nose and scar wax, and this is just an old butter knife. And I actually heated this up in the microwave so it's more pliable. When I got this, when you just normally open it up, it's really hard and it's stiff. And I used to, and I don't know why I didn't think of it before to put it in the microwave, but what I would do is just hold it in my hand to heat it up so it was more pliable, but sticking it in the microwave works. Now, if you start pulling it out with your fingers, which you're going to eventually have to do, you know, like pull it off of your butter knife and what have you, it will stick to your fingers and it's really tacky. So I would just put like a thin layer of oil on your fingers. That way your fingers won't just get like all gummy and stuff. Get some of your nose and scar wax out with your knife. And you don't need a whole lot. I'm just probably going to take an amount like, you know, just like this much. Roll it out kind of into like a hot dog shape. And I think I actually got a little too much. So I'm going to put some back. And then I'm going to put it right on top of that liquid latex. And actually I think I still have a little too much. And the great thing about nose and scar wax is if you have too much, you can just keep pulling it off. And then I'm just going to mold it how I want it. So I kind of, you know, like how the Joker smiles. I'm going to just start molding it into, it'll be thicker here and then it'll get thinner. And what I want to do is make it look like it's coming from my lips. So don't start like way out here because you want it to look like it's part of your lips and it's been ripped from the corners. So get it as close to your lip line as you can. And then to get that corner, I'm going to just start pinching it at the end and make like a little tail. Okay, now for the edges, I'm just gonna take my finger and like you would do on the crust of like a pie. You just want to pinch it down. You want it thinner on the edges. So the thinnest part of this is going to be the edges, and then the thickest part is going to be right here. After you have your scar wax where you want it and it's to your liking and the edges are thinned out as much as you can get them and as much as you like, what I'm going to do next is to reinforce that, because if you let it stick on your face, the heat from your skin will kind of like melt it and make it come apart. So what I'm going to do is take my makeup sponge again and have the liquid latex on it and just go over that really lightly with the liquid latex. We're just going to reinforce that a tiny bit because the liquid latex makes it harder, so the heat won't melt it off. So it kind of makes it more of a solid. And I'll probably put around, I would say like 2 to 3 layers of liquid latex. All right, now that our liquid latex is a little bit more dry, what I'm going to do is take my butter knife and take the smooth part of the edge, and you know what, it doesn't matter, just the edge of the knife, and I'm going to start on the inside corner of my mouth. And this is probably not something you want to normally do with a knife, but I'm a little bit, strange, and I probably didn't think this one through. But if you have like a spatula, I would use a spatula. But I'm going to take the in the corner of my mouth and start drawing in a line. And this is probably something you should do before you put your liquid latex on, but I kind of spaced. So do this before you do your liquid latex, but we can make it work. And leave the edges pretty like jagged because you want it to look like your mouth's been ripped open. Now that we have our wax in place and we've drawn in our smile and we put latex on top of it, the next thing we're going to do is paint inside the crease that we made. The one thing I do want to say is I know that it's not uniform on each side, but I like that because it makes it look more real, because no cut is going to be the same on either side. So I really like the fact that this side is more like jagged than this side, and this side's more lumped up, because it makes it unique, and I like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is just take a paintbrush, just a flat one, and I dip it in water, and then I'm going to use my Mehron Paradis, the basic palette, and I'm going to dip my brush into that red color, this red color right here, and paint inside that cut. I'm just going to make it really red. And make sure you get into the corner of your mouth too, like this corner of your mouth, not this one. So get it really nice and red on each side. And then after you do your red, go in with that black color and very lightly go over that red, just to give it a little bit more depth. You don't want to overshadow the red, but that black will really help you give it a more deep color. I'm just going to take my everyday makeup sponge and soak that in some water, and I'm just going to lightly dip it in that red color and go over the edge of my mouth, like the raised edges, just to make it look more irritated. After you've painted your face, I'm going to take this Graftobian blood gel and a Q-tip, and then I'm going to take this blood gel and put it right in that cut. And again, make sure you get right into the corner of your actual mouth, not this part of your mouth. When you're satisfied with the amount of blood paste that you have on your face, I'm going to take just that same Q-tip and dip it into my bottle of blood. This is more of the more liquidy stuff. And I'm going to run that right on the raised part and a little bit above it. And then what I'm going to do is take my Q-tip and make drops of blood run down from that cut. So I just basically dip my Q-tip in the blood and then push it into the cut and rotate it, and it kind of squeezes out some of the extra blood on my Q-tip. And there you have it, you guys. This is the final look. It's a super simple look. Anyone can do this. You can use liquid latex and tissue paper, or you can use wax. I opted for wax mainly because when I talk, the liquid latex doesn't just melt off my face. If you've ever done liquid latex and put it around your mouth, you know that the more you talk, the more that it becomes loose and just starts kind of falling off your face. Wax is so much better for around your mouth stuff, in my opinion, because it's more pliable, so it works with your mouth instead of being rigid like liquid latex and not being able to work with you. But if you'd rather use liquid latex, by all means do so. I just happen to use wax, especially for this look, so it's just so much easier for me to talk. But anyway, guys, that is it for this tutorial. I really hope you liked it. I had a lot of fun doing it. I just wanted to do a tutorial that was a little bit simpler than the ones I've been doing, because I just feel like you'd want to see something like that. I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong. But anyway, I hope you liked it, and I hope you have a fabulous day, and stay safe and happy. Bye, guys.